Well, look, seems like we got a brand new Sonic show with Sonic Prime, and it seems to be a hit amongst Sonic fans and people who are getting to Sonic alike. And I haven't finished the show myself, I've watched a decent amount of episodes, but I've come to realize one thing about Sonic Prime, is that it turns out it's actually canon to the games. Now, normally I wouldn't care about this kind of stuff, but Sega recently announced that they're going to be focusing on canon and making sure the continuity is a steady continuity from now on. And even Sonic Frontiers calls back to a lot of older Sonic games like Sonic Adventure, Sonic 3, even Sonic Boom. Seems like continuity is a new thing they're going to be focusing on to make sure Sonic has a stable timeline and isn't jumpy and odd like how it used to be. But so far, much with the show doesn't necessarily bother me, but one thing does kind of bother me. But before I get into as to why, today's sponsor is Yahaha. Yahaha is a brand new user-generated content creation platform tool for 3D multiplayer games. With Yahaha, anybody can create their own vision that they want to make in any virtual space. Yahaha is very simple and easy to use, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is. So pick your favorite template that you see out of the templates. Once you're in, you can simply go to the asset library, pick your favorite assets. I think this car looks really cool, so we're going to put it down. Then I'm going to put this guy here, and then a couple of aliens, and then boom. And then we can playtest our creation right here just like this. Yahaha also hosts regular live sessions for the community to help creators enhance their metaverse building skills. Follow Yahaha on Twitch or check out the previous sessions on their YouTube. Play Yahaha today to experience and create the games of your dreams. So, the main thing that bothers me about Sonic Prime is Sonic. Honestly, it's just Sonic. The way Sonic is as a character isn't something that I have really been enjoying about Sonic Prime, and I kind of feel like that should be one of the main draws about a Sonic show is Sonic. He is a character that needs a lot of character development, and you may think character development equals good. It doesn't always equal good. I don't think every character needs character development. For example, we have Goku from Dragon Ball. Goku has always remained pretty much the same. The main thing that changes about him is how he affects other people. And of course his new abilities and stuff, but I'm talking about his actual character, Goku has pretty much never changed. And no, it's not a bad thing at all. It's quite fine actually. There are character archetypes that are almost what you would call a perfect character. They're not actually perfect, but they don't need a bunch of character development in order to make them progress. They're the kinds of characters that are meant to affect other characters. And that's why Sonic's friends are so important, because Sonic is supposed to be, Sonic, the GOAT, the best. But the way he affects other people is where, I guess, development comes in. That is the part of Sonic that has always pretty much been a thing. I mean, it's changed a bit with things like the Sonic movie, but I'm going to get into why that's not really a problem. The Sonic movie is an adaptation of Sonic. It took something pre-existing and made it its own interpretation of Sonic within its own world and own universe. So the way Sonic is in that movie is a bit different than the Sonic we know. Sonic's more kid-like. He is literally a younger teenager, I believe, in the Sonic movies. He has growing to do to turn into the Sonic that everyone knows. He didn't even meet Tails and Knuckles yet by that point in the Sonic movie. It's an adaptation, it's its own interpretation. Sonic Prime is supposed to be canon to the games, and this is where I kind of take issue with it if they want to continue moving forward with, Sonic. Sonic is a specific way already in the games. Even meta-era Baldy McNosehair Sonic is still technically a completed character. He doesn't have much character development. He just makes terrible jokes and his personality is un-Sonic-like. But that's a different issue. Prime Sonic being canon doesn't really make sense to me because of the way he is. If Prime was just its own interpretation separate from the games, then I would probably accept it a lot more. But I don't really like the fact that it is canon to the games because it kind of just makes things even more muddier when they're trying to move forward by connecting things more. It doesn't really make sense to me. Now, this isn't me saying that Sonic Prime is a bad show because of this. That's not the goal of this video. I'm just saying I'd prefer if it's not canon. Because if I'm being honest, I really do like how Sonic's voice is. Devin Mack is killing it as Sonic. He is a great Sonic. He has to be in the top 3 at least for me. But I'm just not the biggest fan of how Sonic acts. I would say I prefer it over things like the meta era, but I still don't think it's exactly how I prefer Sonic to be acting. One thing I'll give it is a lot of the jokes are actually funny in Sonic Prime for once. And Sonic gives me a bit of that 90s vibe. The Jaleel White era a little bit, which was an enjoyable era to me. But again, to me, I think Sonic has moved past that point. But I also think he has a good blend of, Ryan Drummond and Jaleel White, at least voice-wise. And there are some pretty good lines in Prime. It's just moments where Sonic is just acting really strange or dumb. He's kind of dumb. And I don't really like the idea that Sonic is dumb or a little slow when it comes to certain things. Like, for example, 9 will tell him not to do something, and then Sonic will do it, and then say that 9 didn't tell him to do it, when he literally just told him not to do it. And Sonic's just a little dumb, and I don't know, it's kind of weird seeing a dumb Sonic, in my opinion. I would never prefer Sonic to have dumb personality traits or just dumb character traits, because I just feel like that's not really Sonic. And yes, I think Sonic has been shown to think a little too quick on his feet sometimes. Say like Sonic in the Black Knight immediately gets summoned by Merlina and just, I don't know, just starts fighting immediately without even thinking. Or like in Lost World when he kicks the conch shell or whatever. Things like that, yeah. But I feel like it's not to the same degree. But other than that, those are my main gripes with Sonic Prime. It's mostly just Sonic, but all the other characters feel really cool. Shadow's pretty cool. He seems like, you know, he's an actual serious character this time and not played for an edgy joke. But there's even one good joke with him about his air shoes, which I think was pretty funny. But other than that, you know, Shadow's really cool. Tails is pretty cool, and 9. Honestly, a lot of the different versions of the characters are cool. And I pretty much enjoy everything about the show except, I guess, Sonic a little bit. But just to repeat, no, Sonic Prime is not a bad show. That's not what this video is saying. I already know there's going to be some people in the comments complaining that I'm complaining or something. I'm critiquing things that I just think could be a bit better about the show, and why I also don't prefer it to be canon due to that reason. But yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions. I want to see the Sonic timeline from now on be good and not messy and actually make sense. Hopefully that team that they're putting together at Sega to actually make that happen actually turns out fine and works out fine, because I think it's cool having a connected timeline. It makes looking at stuff cooler, I feel like. But anyways, those are my thoughts and opinions on Sonic Prime. There are probably going to be more Sonic Prime videos once I'm actually fully done with the show, and also when the rest of the episodes come out, because not all of the episodes are actually out yet, because there's actually 24 episodes per season, I believe, and they just released the first batch, but people are calling that season 1. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with Sonic Prime. But that's going to be it for me today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And like always, I'll see you in the next one.